Hello and welcome to Talk to Stu with me, Stuart Magoo. So, if you happen to live with a long-term health condition, then you will certainly know what I'm talking about here. You're going to be having endless appointments at the doctors, endless or seemingly endless tests and scans and all sorts of things. And you're going to be in a position where you feel like you're constantly explaining yourself, and quite often you're going to feel like you are dismissed. Like it doesn't matter what you say, they're not listening to you. And this is what we call medical gaslighting. It can be very frustrating. You're made to feel like everything is in your head, and sometimes it can make you want to give up. But this video is to give you 5 tips and a secret extra little bit of advice, which I suppose could be a tip, so that you can still get the care that you deserve and navigate what can be quite a complicated system whilst feeling that you're not going mad. Okay, so tip number 1. You need to trust your own experience. Okay, you know yourself better than anybody else. You do. You know your body, you know what's going on in it. If you've had a long-term health condition, then the chances are symptoms are going to be pretty stable, as in they're going to be the same all the time. So if something unusual is happening, then that's probably an indication that something's going on that shouldn't be going on and that it needs looking at. Quite often we can go into a situation where someone in a white coat, a position of authority, says to us, oh no, it's nothing, it's just psychosomatic or something like that. And you can easily sort of think, oh, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't bother. Oh, it's just your anxiety and depression. Well, I don't have anxiety and depression. Well, maybe you do. Try taking some antidepressants. Things like that can be quite frustrating. So the best thing to do is get it all straight in your head, first of all. And the easiest way of doing that is to write everything down. So put down the dates, the symptoms that you're having, any patterns you've noticed with it, so that when you go in there and you sit down and speak, you're speaking with confidence, you've got evidence in front of you, and you're not just expressing your feelings, you're expressing facts as well. Tip number 2, and this is really important, if at all possible, take someone in with you when you go. Okay, whether that's a friend, a relative, or someone you trust, maybe a carer, somebody like that. If you go in with somebody, they can back you up, they can take notes, they can even add a bit of colour to things and give their anecdotal experience if they've witnessed or been with you when you're dealing with whatever it is that is causing you problems. It also makes it harder for GPs to just dismiss your concerns. When you go in with somebody, it's a united front, and it makes it look a bit more like you mean business. On top of that, it gives you more confidence in that moment. You know that you're not on your own. So that backup, you'll feel it inside, and it'll give you more conviction in expressing yourself, and it'll make it much more difficult for your concerns to be just brushed aside. Now, if you have been watching my channel at all in the past, then you will know I'm very big about knowing your rights. You have the right to be listened to, the right to see your medical records, the right to a second opinion. And if your concerns are being waved away, you can calmly remind them of that. You're not being difficult, and it's important to get this across, that you're not saying these things to be difficult or cause problems or anything like that. You're just making sure that you get safe, proper care. Now, it's important that you be specific, not vague. So, instead of saying, I feel unwell, Try saying, the pain started on the 12th, it's been getting worse every day, it's stopping me from doing things that I would normally do, such as cooking, cleaning, I can't sleep because of it, things like that. The details matter, and it's when you frame them in this way around how it's impacting you, what the effects are, then it comes across a lot more seriously, and people can take you more seriously and will inevitably show you a little bit more respect. It also demonstrates that you're not expecting them to entirely work out what's wrong. You know what's wrong. What you want them to do is diagnose it and give you a form of treatment. So that's really important too. And again, this connects back to that writing it down before you go in. That will help you to be specific and not vague. So point number 5 is think about escalating when you need to. Okay, it's very easy when we're going into the doctor frequently about the same thing and feeling like you're not being heard, that you get to the point when you think, oh, maybe I should just give up. That's probably the point when you need to escalate it. So that might be going to see a different GP or requesting to see a specialist, and even potentially making a formal complaint. It's not being pushy to do that. It's advocating for your health, for your rights, and you're within your right to do that. And in fact, who else is going to do it for you? Probably no one. So it's important that you do, and have confidence in yourself that it is the right thing to do. Sometimes, with the way the NHS is these days, we might request a specialist referral, and the GP may agree to that and put it in, but we find that that specialist service knocks the referral back, and it might be that they've had a change in policy over who they see and why, or it might be that they feel that there's not enough evidence or something like that. They may even use one of your current conditions as a reason to not see you. In that case, make sure you go back to your GP and say, well, what are our next steps? And it's important to approach this in a proactive way. What are the next steps? Should always be the question. If you come up against something that feels like it's a close of business, then say, well, no, I'm sorry, business is not closed yet. What are the next steps that we can look at here? And finally, I've got one little extra tip, which is sort of extra to the previous point that I made, which is quite often we'll have tests and we'll get test results back. And when we go in to see the GP or the specialist, they'll say to us, oh, good news, your test results have come back negative. Now that can be quite frustrating when that's said. So it may be that they've forgotten the stresses that you're going through from your previous conversations with them. They are, after all, only human, and they do see a lot of people. Or it might be that they're insensitive. Either way, the best thing to do in that situation is say, well, that is good news, thank you. However, my symptoms and these problems persist. So what are our next steps at this point? Do be aware, though, that when you do that, it's best to just leave a beat before you cut in and say that, because sometimes they do say, oh, good news, those tests are clear, but we think we should do this next. So give them the opportunity. But if they don't say anything, don't be afraid to say, what are those next steps? That's really important to do so. So final thoughts then. Medical gaslighting is quite a major problem, and it does crop up for a lot of people, whether you have a long-term health condition or not, and you can walk away from a medical interaction feeling like, well, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's all in my head, and maybe I should just give up. But it's really important that you don't. Quite often, and in the course of my professional career, I've seen it happen many times where people were aware that there was a problem, took it to the doctor, got gaslighted away from it, and then further down the line turned out that it was something serious that should have been looked at a much earlier stage, caught at a much earlier stage, and would have caused a lot less problems for that individual if it had been. So it is really important that you don't take no for an answer. And unfortunately, the only person who's going to fight your battles is you. So if you have found this really helpful in any way today, or even moderately helpful, then please do like, share and subscribe. I am best known for my advice on benefits and things like that, but I do also do stuff like this, talking about navigating either the healthcare system or the care system, as well as other things as well. So please do comment on this, let me know your experiences, and let me know if you want to see more kind of videos like this. That would be really good. So do look after yourselves, and remember, whatever you're going through at the minute, however difficult it is, just keep going, because the alternative is worse. And yeah, thanks for watching, and see you again soon.